Don't worry about it.
We have a guest, and it's a woman.
Whoa.
Finally.
Rachel Schaefer, famous Rachel Schaefer.
Hi.
Hi.
Why do you think we chose you?
Oh, wait, Amy and I told her.
Oh no, but I wanted to get.
In her
Oh, okay.
words.
Wait, I don't know why we chose her.
What?
You,
There's like a reason.
Well, just
I'm
a
outta
logical
here.
reason.
Go.
Go.
Well, it sounds like Danielle didn't possibly have a reason.
Yeah.
To want to
I
talk to
actually
me.
thought it was one of the other Rachels.
She actually wanted a man. She did. She was like, no women on this podcast, only men.
Was it just because I'm the only one who talks to every one of you?
We're the losers of the comedy community,
yeah.
but Rachel takes us in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ought to talk to all of us.
Actually, that is kind of the reason, isn't it?
Well, it was because like every other, like we all have other people we like, but you were the first person that all three of us were like, yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the reason.
Is
That's
such
true.
an honor, and also says concerning things about the three of you.
We vibe with different people.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. And that's all we'll say on that.
But Rachel, do you want to do the intro for Rachel?
No, I'm terrible with info
Can I do it?
intros.
Yeah, you do it.
Do
Okay,
it.
this is Rachel Schaefer. Rachel
This is a presentation
Rachel
at
went to
school.
school in Deep Cove.
We went to the same high
I was
school.
gonna say that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I thought I was doing the
Girl,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
fighting as
Sorry.
always.
Rachel went to high school in Deep Cove, as did Nikki Mordar. Rachel is 1 year above Nikki. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. And
because I look so young. Is that why
And-
you?
yeah, that's exactly. No, it's because Nikki looks so old.
Yeah.
Haggard.
And Rachel went to acting school.
Oh God.
Did you
I
really?
didn't know that.
See, and I could have kept that one a secret, but yes, I did.
Where'd
I
you
did
go?
Do that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, school in Vancouver, and it was fun and also too expensive. And at the end, I found out that the guy who owns it is a Scientologist.
Stop it.
Which honestly, I bet happens all the time at acting schools.
Yeah.
That's probably
Which
true.
one?
Probably more than we think.
I feel weird saying now that you guys are like, this is the podcast to shit on people publicly
Yeah.
and let's go.
Oh, no.
I listened to your like most recent episode too
Oh, no.
before I came here, and it's so you guys do that like out of the box segment where you take questions,
Yeah.
presumably from people who listen to and enjoy your podcast.
Yeah.
Presumably.
And you ripped this poor girl to shreds.
Oh, no.
It was so funny. She was like, oh, my boyfriend admits he does not love me as much as he loves his dog, and like she's not in a relationship,
no.
dating 3 years.
No,
No.
that was
Oh, is
that
that
was
from
from
something else?
Reddit.
Yeah.
We don't know them.
Yeah, that's
I
a stranger.
thought she posed that to you
No.
guys,
No.
and I was
Love
like,
that, though.
this is wild.
No. It was a stranger.
Yeah.
It was honestly, I've been hearing about this new epidemic on Reddit where people are just getting AI to generate like concepts or stories and then posting them on there so that they get karma points so that they can their profiles like pushed up and yeah.
Oh, that's upsetting.
That's
I know.
weird.
Ruining
So
the
probably wasn't
integrity.
even a real person.
I don't believe any of the "Am I the assholes" anymore.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's like fairly tame.
Yeah.
Then I believe the ones that I'm like, I don't even know why you wrote this.
Right.
But the ones
Yeah.
like the really wild ones, I'm like, I think it's just people either get AI to do it or like they just have fun cooking it up themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't know for what end. But
Yeah.
I'm sure it's sinister.
Some of them are really sad too, where you're like, oh, I just think you're in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Where they're like, am I the asshole for like wanting him to spend my birthday with me? And it's like,
Oh,
no.
stop.
you're not
I
the
mean, that
asshole.
one was, am I the asshole for being, for making it a big deal that my boyfriend's dog bit me?
Hey,
You
I
guys
stood
were
up for her.
Yes, you are.
I stood up for that woman. I stood up for her.
Did you?
I played devil's advocate. Yeah, I did.
Devil. You called her a devil.
Yeah, I advocated for the devil. And sometimes the devil needs an advocate.
Should we finish your intro?
Oh, yeah.
So we did
Yeah.
go to acting school,
Yeah.
and it was fine. It was
So
fine.
she went to acting school and it was fine. And since then, she has done prolific work, such as on that TV show that's musical. What's it called?
Zoe's Extraordinary
Zoe's
Playlist?
Extraordinary
What's
Playlist.
that?
She
Yeah,
played a
what's
white
that?
woman, and she was on Bleachers, and she was very funny.
Well, it'd be weird if she didn't play a white woman.
but like, but like she was like a real white woman.
Was that your character name? White woman?
It was white employee number 2.
Nice.
But she has
It was
like
one
line. But like, it's a line.
It was a fun line.
Do you know
yeah.
the line? Can you say it for us?
My stepdad's black. Well, they're divorced now, so I guess he's not my stepdad anymore. But he's still black. That's
I mean, perfect.
Thank you.
Right?
Phenomenal work.
Incredible.
She also
Won an Oscar for that performance.
Yeah, clearly.
nice.
It was
I
an
don't know
Emmy
that.
actually, but and she was on Roast Battle Canada, 2 seasons, 3,
Yeah.
2 seasons.
2 seasons,
So cool.
Hell yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
and
So you on the planes?
On the plane?
You know how they
the
put
aeroplanes.
yes.
On the
Yeah.
aeroplane?
How they put the episodes up on the plane.
I didn't know they put the episodes
Oh,
on
yeah.
the plane.
Yeah.
I saw Sophie Buttle on the plane, so you're probably on the plane too.
You're probably
on the
Air
plane?
Canada, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was on WestJet though, and I saw it.
Oh, so I'm just spreading misinformation.
Well, that's my
She
new
works for
credit
Air Canada.
regardless.
Yeah,
Anytime
on
you bring me on
plane.
stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
you've
on a
probably
plane.
seen her on WestJet.
Yeah.
But beyond her world-renowned credits, she's also a local darling of the stand-up comedy scene, having
Absolutely.
run several shows such as Cabbage Roll Comedy and Cove Rat Comedy. And I don't know how I know this. I'm so impressed with myself.
We
And-
installed AI into Danielle's brain.
And
I feel like Danielle keeps negging me.
she's like, why?
She
How
goes,
am I negging
does
you?
somebody want to say why we picked Rachel? I actually don't know why we picked Rachel. And then these are the shows she ran. I don't know how I know that.
How on earth should I know, other than being a massive creep, that you used to run a show called Cove Rat Comedy with Sean Lawrence
What are
in
you
Deep
saying?
Cove?
Cove
I mean,
Rat?
that's fair.
Cove
Yes,
Rat.
because you weren't
'Cause I
doing
wasn't
comedy
in the
yet at
comedy
that time.
scene.
Yes,
Cove
that's fair.
Rat?
That's fair. But the listeners don't know that.
That's
Cove
true.
Rat is what you call someone who's lived in Deep Cove like their whole life.
Cove
Oh,
Rat.
Yeah.
see, I didn't know that.
To Cove
I just thought it was
here.
a cool name.
We're not Cove Rats.
We're not Cove Rats,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
we were
rats.
at a time.
Yeah.
Oh.
What
Were
did
you?
Well, I lived in Deep Cove for a period of time, yeah.
But we just don't live in our parents' basements anymore.
Oh, I get you.
Oh,
I
I
get
see
you.
it now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I
And we
think
don't go to the Raven every Wednesday anymore.
We don't.
Nice.
I only ever went to the Raven on a Wednesday once.
I
What's-
went. Oh, really? Only once?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go much. I went a couple times, and then a boy from my grad class kept following me home. So I was like,
Oh.
Did your graduating class get along? Like, was everyone friends?
I don't think as much as your class was. There wasn't like
Our
beef.
class wasn't friends.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we were like that.
Okay, okay.
It wasn't like people hated each other. It was just like we did not build each other up to develop social skills collectively. Like it
Okay.
was none of us. We all made friends in kindergarten and then kept those friends and nobody really branched out. But I mean,
Wow.
well, some people did. Maybe I just didn't. But
Right.
since the age of 4, right up
I
until
don't know. I mean, maybe.
I did the same thing. My best friends was for 4 right up until now.
I love that.
I have other friends too, but
Yeah, me too. I've got more friends. I've since learned how to make a friend.
it's hard.
But for a long time, all my friends were just the people who happened to be in my class or my Sparks
What's Sparks?
Girl Guides. The earliest one where you wear pink.
Why you wear pink?
Well, because that's just that.
'Cause you're a
one. 'Cause You're in
girl.
kindergarten. You're in kindergarten. You wear your pink shirt, and one girl peed her pants on a chair, and that's my only memory from Sparks.
Girl
my
Peter
God.
Pants.
A girl. Well, there were no boys there, but
What do you? But Peter Pan. Why can't I understand anyone
Peed
today?
her pants.
Oh, peed your pants.
Yeah.
I thought you said girl Peter Pants. Peed your pants, and I was like, I don't know what that
Peter
is.
Pants.
yeah, that's what I was like.
Pants
is it
that
some-
have different famous Peters on them.
And also
Peter
Peter,
Griffin?
Pan.
That's where I thought it
It's like
was.
a boy who won't
Peter
grow up
Pan.
and ends
Oh.
up pants as people. I don't know.
I was trying to think of like the first time that I had met you, because I don't feel like we ever interacted in high school.
probably in grade 12 when we were like going to the same
Oh yeah,
parties.
yeah. And I was dating someone in your grade.
Yeah. Who again?
the famed neo-Nazi.
How
But you know what we're talking
Cute.
about, right?
I think from that description I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. Did not know at the time. Don't blame
No,
Nikki.
yeah, we
It wa-
didn't know.
Nikki, it wasn't Nikki's fault.
Nikki didn't know.
Nikki
She
didn't
pushed
know.
him
None
into
of
it. Told him to do it.
It was the last straw. He was like, "Listen, McGrin, over here. I'm done."
Out of here.
Yeah.
How did it come out that he was a neo-Nazi?
I actually don't really know. I just know who she's talking about, like vibe wise.
Yeah. He.
But I don't know what's actually occurred.
It is. He like he's just since then he's like worked with a lot of people who are like part of like alt-right parties in Canada. and
Wow.
Just the stuff he posts online and
About how he hates the Jews.
all his stuff was a lot. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't checked in a while.
Yeah. He ended
fair.
up I think I blocked him because he was sending me really weird messages, or one of us blocked each other. And so I can't see it anymore either. But yeah, I was trying to think if we like frequented any parties together, but we must have, and just didn't
I feel
talk.
like we would have been at Sam Chamberlain's house.
Yeah,
together,
yes.
right?
Then we definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have nothing bad to say about that boy, but you can block out his name if you wish. I don't know whose privacy.
Yeah.
He had a great house.
Such a good house.
Such a good house.
I can't I never can relax though when I'm hosting the house party.
Hosting parties is for very specific personalities.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. It was always the same people
Yeah.
in high school who would host parties, and they would be chill as hell. And for some reason, they would automatically get their house respected too.
Right.
Like, it's just this weird intangible charisma of like, I'm totally relaxed having all of these drunk children in my home with no supervision. And also all the drunk children are like, I'm gonna use a coaster. And then I had one high school party in grade 12. I had a grad Halloween party, and I do not have the personality where you're chill. And I do not have that intangible charisma that makes people respect you at all. I think there's
People were
still like a
spilling
dent in
water.
my bathroom door from like this one guy. Like,
Oh my God.
Was it a wreck afterwards?
it was like, oh man, I think the party only lasted like 2 hours,
Oh.
and then the cops came.
Wow.
The cops came at
Classic.
like 10:30,
Yeah.
and because it was like, I think everybody else was maybe smart enough to not throw a house party on Halloween, because like on holidays people are always looking for things to
Right.
do. But I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, I'll move everything valuable. So I moved like our carpet in the living room, because I was like, probably people aren't going to take their shoes off. And like, I moved some stuff. And then like, as soon as the party started, I was like, oh, it's like 3 high schools grads
Yeah.
that are here, and I don't know half of these people. I spent
Wow.
the entire party just moving everything we owned into one room. and then when the cops like finally came at 12, and they were like, where are your parents? And I was like, they like went out to a movie. And they were like, well, you have to call them. And called them, and the cops talked to my mom and dad, and then my mom and dad like rushed back home, and they just saw like children running out of their house like rats. And then they came into co-frats, and then they came into their house, and none of their belongings were around. So it looked terrifying. And there was like a mud on the walls, like it was bananas. And I was like, oh yeah, I think also on my driveway, kids are running everywhere. Everybody's also like, people are falling into bushes. It was a mess. And then like, I think my friend Lane runs right up to my mom and goes, Kathy, it's not as bad as it looks. And then just bolts off.
Oh
She
man.
walks in.
Aw.
None of her stuff is there. There's mud on the walls. And then, so they freaked out a little bit. But I was like, everything's still here. It's just in that one room.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So you didn't ask permission for the party?
I did.
Oh, you did? Because I was going
Yeah.
to say, if they're only going to a movie.
They grounded me, and then they took it back like a day later. They're like, well, we guess we did give you permission to have people over, and it's our fault for not believing you had this many friends. And you did. I mean, nothing really did get broken. You moved all of our stuff. No, I asked them if I could have a party. I was like, hey, like, can I have a grad party for Halloween? Nobody else is having a party, and kids I'll be really careful and bunch of kids are gonna come, and they were like, okay, yeah, sure, that's totally fine.
It's on them for believing you.
I was like, I think I actually tried to warn them. I think I was like, I'm gonna move the rug, and like, it's gonna be, you know, a lot of kids from my grad class. Basically, whoever from my grad class wants to come can come.
Right.
And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, that's totally fine. I think they were expecting like 12 people to
Did they
show up.
ask you how many people were invited?
I think they did, but I think I was like the grad class, which is like 100 kids.
Yeah.
But I was like, probably not everybody's gonna come, but like a lot of people
Yeah.
will come.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, do you want me to make some spooky snacks for you guys? And I was like, no, mom, we don't need spooky snacks.
What
Like
are you-
ants on a
spooky
log.
Yeah.
That's so
That sounds
cute.
like the best
I love
high school
that.
I
experience
honestly probably
ever.
was there.
You might have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
She
honestly
stole something.
I did.
It was her.
Actually, I did the mud.
Yeah, just painting the walls.
And
with
it was
mud.
just the remnants of the spooky snacks. I was smearing them.
spooky snacks. I love that so much.
I tried so hard to kick out the kids that I didn't know too, because there were kids from other schools there, and I
Yeah.
was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
And and they were
outta
like,
here.
but at a certain point, like a house stops being yours when there's so
Yeah.
many people
Ooh,
there.
scary.
It was like Project
That's
X,
the
if you
spooky.
remember that movie.
Yes.
Yeah, there were so
I
many
love
kids
that.
there, and they were like, I don't know, they were just everywhere, and they were all in costumes. So I was like, I don't think I know you, but
Oh,
also
right, okay, yeah, 'cause
you're
you were
dressed
like-
like an 80s ski
Yeah.
bunny, so I'm not really sure. But like I would be like telling people to leave because I don't know who they are. And they were like, well, that's not fair. All these people get to stay. And I'm like, these people are people I know.
Yeah.
This is my house. And they were really hard on like, this is not fair.
Yeah.
And I was like, nothing you're saying makes sense.
Right.
But then my friend Lane, who Nikki would know, she's like a very petite blonde woman who has so much rage inside of her, was wandering
I remember
around.
being kind of scared of her in high school too.
Hell
Yeah.
Me too. One of my best friends. She's wandering around the party, like kicking people out for me, doing a way better job than I am. And I remember just standing in my kitchen, being across my kitchen island from these two guys who I think were dressed as like 80s ski bunnies. And they were like, okay, her name is Rachel Schaefer. So if
That's so
any
funny.
girl, any small blonde girl comes up to you and is like, do you even know whose house this is? You say her name is Rachel Schaefer. And I was like, I am right here.
Oh my
And
god.
still couldn't get him out.
That's so funny.
You had to be like a police officer and a lawyer and like a fun party
Yeah.
person all in one night. It's too much for an 18-year-old.
It's really hard to kick people out
Yeah.
of your house and have any amount of authority when you are dressed as slutty Tony the Tiger.
or more authority for a high school.
That's
boy.
so funny.
No, none. None at all. And then I think also like the cops came and they were like, we can't yell at this girl. Like she's so sad.
Oh, you're like, I didn't
weren't
even
even that
party. I
mean.
just hid my parents' belongings,
Yeah.
tried to kick out strangers.
I was like,
Oh,
I'm
man.
clearly not having fun, guys. I'm actually thrilled you're here.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
in
Yeah.
a second of being like, what were you thinking? And I was like,
I don't
I mean, and they were like, okay.
Oh, that's
That's
so
your
funny.
house now.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
also was my
But you
house.
have that authority. Like I feel like you seem really chill every time you have a party.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're enjoying the party as much as everybody else, and nobody's
Mostly, yeah.
like climbing on stuff.
I do, like last party, I wasn't drinking and I did have to take so many social breaks. I just had to go sit in the bathroom.
They were gonna say
sit in my
like
room.
bumps of cocaine.
No,
wasn't
no,
drinking,
no.
so.
Yeah, but that was my house, my home house too. Like in Ireland, like we would have, like I had a huge 16th birthday, but I'm also like in the countryside, so we didn't have like anyone crashing it that I didn't know, and like my mom was there, my dad, and everything. So, but my sister did find someone getting a lick out on my dad's van.
I still,
lick out?
yeah.
Oh, going down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know.
Lick
I
Yeah.
know.
I like it when people hear that for the
It's
first time.
the one I
It's
can't get
horrifying.
behind.
Yeah, the one.
The
Oh my
one Irish
God.
phrase I can't get behind.
I
Yeah.
also, this story is like the most like Irish story I've ever heard too. Of like, yeah, I would have parties all the time. My mom would be there, my dad would be there. Like everyone's just
Everyone will be getting
we're
licked
all-
out.
Yes.
They're tapping the
yeah.
kegs
Down in
for
the
us.
family van.
Terrible. And then,
What?
do you
When
know-
the kids know your parents are there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
my
disgusting.
parents were there. They're like, and we had this like. so
They're
we
the
had-
ones who threw the party.
Yeah,
They
were
invited the kids
over.
over.
We had no
Yeah.
friends. It was
Amy
like my
actually
parents.
wasn't invited.
Yeah, I wasn't even there. We used to have bands and everything, like in the
What?
house. Yeah, we'd like
So cool.
We'd because we were like the music drama weirdos, so all of our friends were in bands. So we'd have like a time, like a schedule of like the
like
band.
a festival.
Yeah,
Cute.
and it'd be like the younger boys have to go on first, and then I
Because they have a
remember.
bedtime. Why?
They were actually only like 14 or 15 there, yeah, at my 16th birthday.
It's like
And
a real festival where
so
it's like the people who
cool.
people know less go
Yeah,
at earlier in the
yeah.
day. And
yeah.
then,
And then I remember I preferred like one band over another band, but it was like one of my really good friends was in the band that I didn't like as much, and he was so pissed off that he had to go like we had scheduled it for them to go like before the headliner in our fucking garage, like. But yeah, no, it was crazy. But remember Facebook likes that people, you could just like, it was just like a name of something and you
Yeah.
just liked it. It wasn't like a Facebook group
oh, like
or
a page.
page.
Oh,
Yeah, you would just like, you would literally type in the things
Yeah.
that you liked. You'd be like, I like
Oh,
the white
yes.
stripes.
And then it would
the
like
Spice Girls.
it would like
forgot
top
about that.
and be
Me
like,
too.
oh, like Danielle likes, and it would just be like a thing, and then
Yeah.
you would press it and like it. Well, someone made like it was like getting a lick out on a Berlingo van, and it was like all of, because like it was all like because it was across like 3 years is what we call it instead of grades. So 3 years. So like so many people would be at these house parties, and then everyone would be like, ha, 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 that girl got a lick out. And then my sister was like there and she told us, and like, yeah, it was crazy.
You know what I do really respect about this though is in high school, I feel like there was so much sucking dick talk.
100%.
And there was never nobody was going, no one was going down on the ladies.
Yeah.
And you know what, this doesn't sound like the most, like, I don't know, maybe it's not the most awesome story in terms of for women, but the fact that
Everyone called her a
people
slut.
the fact that people were even talking about it,
Yeah.
the fact that people were talking about getting eaten out, I think is progressive.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was. I mean, not that I was doing anything in high school.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but like, no one. You were always hearing about
Yeah.
who was giving blowjobs.
Yeah.
You were never hearing about who
Was getting a lick out.
getting a lick. I was like, what phrase do I pick? I feel like I have to go with the canon that's been established. And I don't want
And like we would barely say going down on at home. We'd be
It
like,
also
oh yeah,
getting
you got
a-
a lick out.
Getting a lick out also sounds like something the guy has to do. He's like, I just got to get this lick out. Like,
I'm
gotta-
your sister.
I remember when I get my first blowjob, and I was like, it was up a road behind a pub, and then I was like, the equality was in me, but I just didn't. I was like, so
like
I was.
to, like afterwards be like, and now your turn.
Yeah, so I was like, so well, if I give you a blowjob, you have to go down on me, I think. And he was like, no, and I was like, okay, that's how that
Did he
works.
give a
It was
reason?
terrible. No,
He was
I-
scared. He didn't know how.
Yeah.
Whereas girls, none of us know how.
No.
And at some point in your teens, you just give her a shot and you
Yeah.
do a really bad job. And
yeah.
I don't remember doing a blowjob for the first time.
You don't remember your first?
No, not at all. And I was old.
I remember
Where was yours?
in my house. Oh my God! Don't listen. Parents, turn this off. They don't listen to podcasts. They don't know how. Anybody who knows me, turn this off. I'm terrible marketing for your podcast. I'm literally gonna be like, nobody listen to this. No, it was in my house, and it was truly okay. This is a wild story.
Yay!
It was a boy followed me home from the Raven, and I was like, can you get out of my driveway? And he was like trying to make out with me, and I was like, go home, like literally trying to push him out of my driveway. This story's gonna sound a lot more dark than it actually. I mean, it is dark, but I have no trauma around it. So don't worry about it. But I was literally trying to push him out of my driveway. He wouldn't go. I tried to pull him out of my driveway. He wouldn't go. And then eventually I was like, okay, come inside. I'll give you a blowjob and then you'll leave. I literally did that.
You
to,
should have
like,
charged
so that
him.
he would leave.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I think we've all, let's normalize this. I think we've all done something sexual so that a guy goes away.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Danielle hasn't, but I definitely
Well,
have.
pretending to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. You've
we were
talked
talking about
that
the other day.
I faked orgasms.
Yeah, so that it just ends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I've never done it. Like I've never done it for that reason. It's just like
I
once
definitely
we're
have.
in it, then I'm like, okay, this can be over now.
Right.
I feel like at
But
that
I also
age,
never went to a party in high school and had no friends. So like I didn't get do you know what I mean?
Bless you.
The tit and the tat.
The tin
the
tan.
tit and the tat.
Yeah. I was thinking about the other day. There was this guy who I met at a wedding, and we hooked up like one time at the wedding. It was like overseas wedding or whatever abroad, and we hooked up one time, and then he gave,
Overseas, you sound like a sailor.
I know, how would I
We were
describe it?
Overseas.
An
It sounds
international
like you were in,
wedding.
like Mongolia.
You
or
were on
something.
international waters.
In some ways I was.
destination
Where
wedding?
was it?
A destination
Where,
wedding.
where was it? Where was
Jamaica.
it? Yeah, that's the destination
Cool.
wedding.
Yeah.
I never knew this.
Yeah, it was my cousin and her husband.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
The one with the baby?
the one with the baby, who I get to see soon. I
Yeah.
love this
That's
baby.
exciting.
good
Oh, it's a
baby.
Is it a
fantastic
fresh one?
baby.
No, it's about to turn
Fresh
2.
one.
I don't like the fresh ones. This one I like though.
This one
It's a
is
good
she
one.
can say
She
generosity.
likes the stale baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like a stale baby. But anyways, and me and this guy met at their engagement party, so it was like a year of like sexual tension building. Then we
Have
hook
you
up,
been texting the whole year?
just like on and off, you know.
Right.
And then I go to Jamaica. We make out, but I didn't realize that this guy was known
Jamaican out.
Jamaican out. Yeah, he was Jamaican me crazy. And then
You're getting a lick out.
and
We didn't say the jokes were going to be good, okay?
and he was known for like getting like blackout drunk, but he was way older than me. Like at that point, he was like 35 or something.
What age were you?
24.
Okay.
And he was getting so drunk every night, and it was giving me the ick, and I didn't want to hang out with him. We come back to Toronto. I'm supposed to leave for
Wait,
Portugal.
hold on. So you've just made out with him?
I
That's
just
all?
made out with
Okay.
him. We just made out.
Okay, continue.
But then he kept following me around
Yeah.
night after night. We get back to Toronto. I have a flight to go to Portugal, so I'm going to start a backpacking trip. My flight gets canceled thrice. So I'm just living in the Toronto airport at this
Whoa.
point.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then I do something bad.
What do you do?
Because
I do something bad.
I think I wanted like something. Like I think I wanted like booze or weed or something. And he like lived close to the airport. So I like messaged him and
Nice.
he came there and we had dinner and then we hung out in the hotel room, but I didn't want to make out with him. So instead of saying no, like a normal person, I pretended to be asleep. Like we were watching a movie.
This is a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
I love
pretended to be
this.
asleep, and he goes, Nikki, shakes me. Nikki. I just pretend I'm asleep the entire time. He leaves, calls me, continue to pretend.
Nice.
He leaves and calls you.
Yeah, to just be like, are you okay? Like, is everything? I just wanted to let you know I left. Like,
Oh.
You know what I love about these stories is they always go the same way. A girl is like, oh, if I pretend to be asleep, then nothing can happen. He'll leave me alone.
Yeah.
Always, the boy shakes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they do not
Every time.
let you sleep.
Yeah.
It's no like no one's I'll pull this blanket over.
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I'll tuck her in. I'll prop a pillow under her head. Give her a little peck on the forehead. If that's been established that you've already kissed and it's not weird. And then I'll just creep with the door shut. It's literally like Nikki, Nikki. And then
my
again,
dick.
door slam. Open the door. See if that works.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh,
was gonna get
man.
me to open my eyes though.
No. Oh.
I did.
Shaking you.
Yeah, I'm just like still asleep.
Yeah.
But I did run into him like 3 years later with this woman who was pregnant, who was his like baby mama.
Whoa.
And I had just missed a train. I keep missing connections. I had missed a train, and he came up to me, and I was so flustered. And then I was like, he's like, how have you been? And I was like, good. How about you? You've clearly been busy. And generally pointed at her stomach. And then we never spoke again.
One of my favorite things about talking to men who sleep with women is that
Men who sleep with women.
well, not gay men, because
Yeah.
I haven't talked to them about this. But how you'll tell them, like you'll tell like a male friend, like, hey, just so you know, like every woman has faked an orgasm, just so you know. And I feel like so many of my male friends are like, oh yeah, but not with me. Like that's never happened. I would be able to tell. Have you not had that?
No, they've just been like, I have no idea when it happens.
Yeah, I feel like all the men that I know are really insecure.
Yeah.
And are like, yeah, probably all of them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be another universal
I know. I'm like, we
thing
know a lot
where
of
everyone was
comics.
like,
I don't know that they
yeah.
think they're killing it out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay, so it's just people I've talked to. Good. Good.
They've all
You're
been
attracting a lot of narcissists.
I thought what was going to happen there was that like every time you guys said something and then everyone was like, yeah, but that's fine.
Well, you just know really confident men. We just know sad.
That's
Do I know
true.
confident men?
Well, if they think they're making every woman
I thought
come,
that was
Pretty
just a
confident.
universal straight man idiot thing.
I maybe also have just not had this conversation
and
enough.
that's fair.
I
That's
haven't.
fair.
Yeah, I haven't tested the waters.
Yeah,
but
I
now
do
I'm
it a
gonna
lot.
start, and
Yeah.
you'll have me back, and I'll report back.
Okay.
Yeah.
On how all the men in my life
Thank you.
feel about their abilities.
it is what I think most. It is how I assume most straight men think. But I think I just am not talking about it with men that I think would answer that way
Okay, fair. I specifically will.
to deflate them.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's like
smart.
a PSA.
That's
Who is
smart.
it?
A lot of my friends in London that you don't know.
Oh, well, they're British, so that makes sense. I'm just like, of course I made women come. Shut up.
That did something inside me.
Was it good?
It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It's something just happened. Something turned on.
What's your favorite animal?
Oh yeah.
I
My
don't
favorite animal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did have that on the list. Ask her what her favorite animal. Next, color.
That is very tough. I do. Oh, probably elephants.
That's
Oh,
a good one.
nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hung out with them in an elephant sanctuary in Thailand,
Oh.
and like, you really feel like you've made a friend. Like,
Yeah.
I was like sitting in this little like balcony because they were like, we were waiting for our, tour to start. And the elephants kind of just they're free range. They're just walking around.
Good.
And this one
How are their
walked up to
eggs?
the balcony, and there was a bunch of us sitting in this balcony, people I didn't know. We're all just like going to be part of the same group. And this elephant, like, they make eye contact with you. She was really looking at me, and she was really below because I was up. And she reached her trunk up at me, and I put my arm out, and she
Wow.
wrapped her trunk around my arm.
That's
And then
so
she pulled you
sweet.
down.
and it was like we were just like hugging.
That's really beautiful.
And she was the one I hung out with all day.
Wow.
And it was so fun. And it was like such a weirdly touching experience.
Yeah. Of
course.
Because they rescue all of these elephants from places that are like charging people to ride elephants and to hang out with elephants, and like they'll poke the elephants with like pins to make them go where they want them to go. But this place is just like, there's no fences or anything. And I was like, do the elephants ever run away? And they were like, oh, sometimes they'll walk like a couple kilometers away, but they always come back because like we feed them and we're like,
Aw.
we're chill.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. But elephants are like really like community animals. So this was the newest elephant, and she had not been accepted yet because there's like 2 or 3 older elephants. They were all female. Every elephant there were 2 or 3 older female elephants, and then there was like maybe like 3 or 4 baby elephants, and there was like one like the ringleader elephant and the older ladies. And so that elephant had decided like, this new elephant is not in our crew.
Oh, no.
So all of the elephants were like shunning this new rescue elephant. So I feel like that was maybe like why she is maybe even more friendly with the people, because she's like, I really just
She needs
need
a friend.
some
Connection.
But she's pregnant, so she was about to make her own community,
Yay.
and hopefully they would all accept her then. So I think it will be a happy ending for this episode.
Yeah.
Do you ever see when they loop,
So sweet.
they like connect together as well with like their tails and their trunks? Oh my God.
They're so cute. Oh, and then we got to like go in the water with them, and like they like help bathe them, I guess. And I'm hanging out really close to this elephant in pretty deep water, like here. And then she just kind of started like leaning into me, and I was like, this is the best. And then she was pushing me and leaning into me, but I was like, I feel nothing but love. And then one of the people who worked there was like, you need to get out of the way, because if she like falls on you,
Oh
we'll
my
never
God.
be able to get you out, and you'll die. And I'm like,
Oh my
that sounds
God.
like an amazing way to die, and I will let that happen.
There's something so magical about feeling that connection with like a animal that
Yeah.
doesn't, like, you don't communicate in the same way, because it's like they just love you. Like
Yeah.
something about your energy is like connecting with them.
And I felt so bad when I left, but it's in her mind, she's like, whatever, bye. But
Yeah.
I'm like, you were so touched by me.
Oh, I
she probably
love
didn't miss me
that.
at all. I don't know.
I'm sure she still thinks about you today.
I hope she does.
Because elephants never forget.
Elephants never
That's their whole
forget.
brand.
Yeah. That's her logo. Or not logo. What's the word?
Motto?
Motto?
One of those, yeah.
Logo for the brand of elephant.
Should we do hard for that?
Yeah. I don't think we even told you
No,
about our
no.
segment.
I was not prepped for any of this.
Yeah.
Because this is a throwaway episode. They're not expecting anybody to watch or listen.
No. And we actually wanted her to fail. This is designed.
It's for the quota.
Yeah.
And it's to be
Diversity
able to
hire.
say, this is why we never had a female guest again.
Yeah.
Because it was such a complete and utter failure.
Exactly.
Set up to fail.
So hard for that
Mm-hmm.
is where we say something that we're hard for. So just something you like a lot.
Currently.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So.
Can I go last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We'll go
barely
this
listen
way.
to you guys
Of
when you do
course.
yours?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm currently hard for my Fitbit.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I just got a Fitbit, which is like really off brand for me because I generally don't like fitness worldy things that like, I don't know, encourage people to like track their calories and be like hyper focused on like how much they're working out all the time and stuff, right? But this tracks my sleep and my stress and will tell me if I'm like overworking out, you know, like if it's like you shouldn't
Oh.
work out today because your body is like too stressed of a
Whoa.
Wow.
That's very cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
what I want is a little machine being like, don't work
Yeah.
out.
Literally
Sit on your butt today. Thank you.
Yeah, and I didn't connect any of I like disabled the like calorie counting
Nice.
part of it, and I don't get any notifications on my phone or like from my phone to it. And so it's just been like, I feel like it's increased my dopamine because I'm like, oh, I slept so well last night,
Yeah.
you know, or like my
Nice,
score is a little
yeah.
bit better today, or like I didn't realize how much I'm actually walking. Like it's considering my workout days to be just like regular days where I'm just like walking a bunch. So I'm like, I could work out a lot less than I currently am.
Nice.
So it's like,
Nice.
it's just making me feel good about myself. And I'm like fine tuning it to be something that's working for me as someone who deals with like really bad, like hyper focusing on eating and exercising and all that. So yeah, I love it a lot.
Very cool.
Does it tell you sometimes to stand up?
It goes, reminder to move.
Love it.
I don't
Does
like
it actually
that.
talk?
No, it just
Oh.
vibrates and then it's like a guy and he's like,
A guy.
well, it's just like a stick figure.
Oh, okay.
It could be a woman.
It sounds like a murdered chalk outline.
Yeah.
The way that you're probably,
Reminder to move. Yeah, or
or
else.
you'll end up like this.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
be dead.
I don't like those ones that much.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes I'll just be like, it'll be Sunday and I just want to be in bed.
You don't
for
wanna
like,
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll
Who
be
are
like,
you to tell me
reminder.
stick
Shut up, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll turn those off. But yeah, highly recommend. to
And
Turn
anyone.
off all the notifications you do not like.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just amp up the ones that are like, you did it. You're done.
Don't
Exactly.
work out anymore.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
also looks quite sleek.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't want an Apple Watch because I was like, I don't know, just something about the look of
yeah.
it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But this feels great, and I feel like now I'm ready for the government chip.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. We
Yeah.
already got that with the vaccine.
exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
So it's a good thing you're on
You're
board. now.
good.
Yeah. Now I'm on board.
Now you're on
Before
Nice.
I was like, when is the next protest? I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
Now I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what? Collect my
Get rid of
data,
me.
sell it.
They already have it.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
be honest.
Yeah.
I want everybody to know everything about me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sell it.
And that's it.
And that's all I have to say on that matter.
What are you hard for?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm hard. Mine was going to be exercise based as well, but I won't do it. I'm hard for something else, which is, oh, I know. I had last night ice cream from that La Dulceria place near me. They used to be
know. Oh,
Roosters.
yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and I've only ever been there once, like 2 years ago when I moved in. But last night I was
Could you
reading.
explain where it is? I don't know what La Dulceria is.
It's like 1 block down from my house towards Commercial.
You'd miss it walking
You'd
past
miss
it.
it,
Yeah. It's on
exactly.
that other
On
side.
Broadway, right?
Yeah, on Broadway.
It's not her side of the road, the other side.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're really triangulating here. People are gonna
It's
be
one of those
outside
like
my
weird
house.
businesses on Broadway where you're like, it's got to be good because it's not
Yeah.
on like a main
Yeah.
street.
You literally can't tell it's an ice cream shop.
Oh.
It's like just brown.
It's beside something.
It's beside like a
Random.
man who has a hair
Everything's
salon,
beside something.
but it's just like a man who works out of his apartment basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something there beside
But
it.
it's
Yeah.
a great ice cream shop. Anyway, last night
Yes, there is something.
There's always something there.
I had
This is
ice
a farm.
cream and it was such a warm and sunny day, so I didn't want anything like heavy and like too like, I don't know, like caramel or chocolate or anything. So I got passion fruit ice cream.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's exactly what my reaction was too. And then I had it, and one of the best ice creams I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Because it was definitely ice cream, because it was very like smooth and sort of like rich. So it wasn't like a gelato or like a sorbet or anything like that. So it was like that sort of like ice creamy texture, but then with like a really bright, fresh flavor.
Your turn.
My
What are you
turn.
hard for?
I'm hard for the good weather. I'm
Sure.
really happy that it's finally nice outside.
It's
Yeah.
gonna rain
Sitting next
tomorrow.
to me fully sunburnt.
I do have I'm slightly not as pale because I was working outside this weekend, and I'm just so happy it's not raining.
Thank God. Yeah.
I thought you were referring to us doing the yard sale yesterday, and I was like, was that working? And then I
Oh no,
remembered.
I was actually
Yeah.
working outside all day long.
Everyone at that yard sale was a small business owner.
To be
Yeah.
fair, we
That's
were.
how I felt.
True.
Oh, okay. I thought like actually everyone was a small business owner besides you guys.
Well, no, yeah, I have
Us
a-
included.
yeah, we are small
yes,
business
yeah,
owners.
of course.
Sometimes they don't make a lot of money, okay, and sometimes they spend it on other people's businesses. We sold clothes at a yard sale, and yeah, I did not make a lot of money.
Were you guys close to one another? Your yard
We're
sales?
cross-
We could
Yeah.
see each other.
Close-ish,
We were
yeah.
kind of like a little bit of across
Yeah.
the way, but I would check in on them with my peepers every once in a while.
As would we.
Watching it.
cute.
So yeah, it's the good weather. I'm happy it's good because I feel like it's been for so fucking long
I
now.
know.
Sorry,
I'm
that's
worried.
two bleeps right in a row.
I'm worried for you though because it's January, so this won't last. This won't last
This
for
is
long.
won't last.
Well, I'll be in New York where it's hot.
But
And I'm
when
excited.
June ends,
Huh?
I just mean this month isn't gonna all be very nice, unfortunately.
Oh, I know tomorrow's supposed to be bad.
I
so
know.
I'm just happy right
In
now
this
today.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
And this
yeah.
weekend.
She's living in the
Jesus
now,
Christ.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
Yeah.
a clean podcast? Swears
We
wise?
bleep
Yeah,
them.
we bleep
That's
them.
so funny that every episode I've ever listened to has been all about sucking dicks and
Yeah.
lick outs. And then every once in a while, it's like there's a little bleep for a swear, for a cheeky swear.
Yeah.
The vibe is
A cheeky
chaotic.
swear. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I like it.
It's the true form for us. Chaotic.
You're like, this podcast is for children
But slutty
who want to
children.
know about their bodies. Yeah.
How about you? What are you hard for?
Well, it's 100%. I'm hard for making a sale. I
Yeah.
loved that yard sale. It was so
It was
fun.
so fun.
It was so fun. And everything I sold, I made like $60, but every time I sold something, it was just like such a rush.
Yeah.
It was like a drug. I loved it. Everything I was making like $2 sales. My boyfriend owns so many things of value. So I think he made like $150.
Wow.
I know. Yeah. Because he's like he collects records and he collects vintage
Right.
t-shirts. So everything he was selling was worth things. And I was selling like all of my like costume jewelry specifically to children under the age of 8 and elderly women. And it was the best.
That's fun.
Almost only kids bought things from me because that's my style.
Love
yeah.
it.
But like we kept like we were both so into selling things that we went back and forth to our house to be like, I wonder what other things I'd be willing to part with. Like it was things that we were not willing to part with at the beginning of the day. We just wanted to see if we could sell them.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
I actually
love selling things.
I had asked the girls this last week, but I'm curious what you would say to this. But if you could have a job that's like completely unrelated to comedy, like a dream job, and let's say finances aren't an issue, like if what you want to do is sell like unique mason jars, you can make a living off of that. What would you want your job to be?
I think having a store of just like random crap would be so fun. I almost kind of do have that job because I mean, you guys know, but your listeners don't know that I work at a bridal store and I'm a bridal stylist. And that's very fun too. Like when somebody buys a dress, it's a rush.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It really feels like I like any job where you can treat it like a game and like
Yeah.
have rewards for yourself of like, if I do this, then I get to feel like I won.
Right.
So sales is great because you have a very clear marker of like, I won.
Do you
Yeah.
get commission on the dresses?
I do, but it's
Oh,
like
nice.
almost like not even about that.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
about the rush.
Yeah.
And they must be so excited.
Yeah.
Everyone around
Yeah.
them is crying and
People cry a lot less than you'd think.
oh,
But
get me in there.
you look so disappointed.
Get me in there.
Do you have to say, and are you saying yes to the dress?
I don't. But there are places that are like that. And that's like weirdly kind of like an added pressure for people. I think it's kind of a sales thing. Like I think like David's bridal, like you have to like ring a little bell.
Oh God.
And they like bring it over to you, and they're like, she's saying yes to the dress, and like and then you feel like you really can't go back. And yeah, apparently like people that I've worked with have been like, yeah, like a girl has like called us like crying, being like, they got me to ring the bell. And I don't want that dress. And they're like, did you sign anything? Did you give them any money? And they're like, no. And they're like, you rang a bell. Like you didn't buy a dress. You're fine.
That's so funny. Okay, so we're actually out of time and we have no time for Out of the Box this week. But
there was a real doozy though.
yeah, we'll do it next time. Thank you so
you
much,
gotta
Rachel.
tune into that next
yeah.
one. Someone great is cooking up.
Thank you, Rachel.
for coming on the pod.
Thank you,
Thanks for having
Rachel.
me.
Everyone check
Fun.
Rachel out
Yeah.
on social media. Give her a follow.
Give me a follow.
Yeah, follow her around.
Come try dresses on at my job.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.